Hello, money and banking students. We are now in week 2, and I was really encouraged by everybody's forum post the first week. We're going to have another forum discussion this week, so I put an article out there related to money markets. Right now, with the stock market being on a 6-year run, and also the potential of the Federal Reserve raising interest rates in September, they didn't do it last week, but there's been a lot of discussion in markets right now. Is there a correction coming? I was listening to NPR this past week. Robert Shiller, who won a Nobel Prize in Economics for predicting the 2008-2009 crash, they were asking him, well, what is the next thing that you're worried about? Is there anything out there that we've had this history of financial problems or some meltdowns that have happened in the past, but should we be worried about the next big thing coming? And they asked different experts, different professors in economics across the United States, and one from was asked about whether there's a student loan bubble should be a concern, because as expensive as college is these days and more people taking out student loans, is that a bubble that will pop? And she's like, no, that's not large enough to really impact the overall economy. Another one out there is Greece right now. We kind of go back and forth daily whether Greece is going to agree to an agreement, whether they're okay with austerity, when they're going to make deals with Russia. So, but they said, no, still not enough impact. But one economist said the one thing that I'm really worried about is how old Americans are getting. And that really puts a strain on the system because you're relying more and more on younger people to support those older people, and they're going to demand, more Social Security, more Medicare, more Medicaid, more coverage. So something has to give, and that could have a huge impact that would kind of trickle over time. But for now, the immediate concern is, as investors, we've had a great run in the market for about 6 years. If interest rates rise, as you learn in Chapter 4, there's an inverse relationship. It's a negative relationship that if interest rates go up, bond value is going to drop. So there's potential right now that you could lose money in both the bond market and the stock market. So investors are a little jittery, kind of wondering what they should do. So some may put some of their money in money market funds to ride out during any storms in the market, kind of conserve their principal. But probably many of you that are invested for retirement, you're going to realize these ups and downs are going to occur, and you're in there for the long runs. But some people do reposition their retirement portfolios, or if they have extra cash outside retirement that you have invested in stocks and other things, you may put it in some type of money market. And money markets, if interest rates do go up, should rise a little bit in the rate of return. Savings accounts pay pretty much nothing these days. But it kind of, it's kind of like a hedge to protect yourself from any losses in the bond or stock market right now. So anyway, read the article on CNN Money, and then just post your thoughts based on the forum discussion question. And this week, really try to jump in early and get things done. We got July 4th weekend, so if you can post on Monday, get your stuff done by Thursday, get your homework turned in, enjoy the holiday weekend. So, well, some other things I want to cover in this chapters these weeks, chapters 4 and 5. You're going to talk about, obviously, the relationships with present value. It's a little bit of review of finance. If it's been a while, go through some of those concepts. I'll try to look for a file that I can put out there with some examples I think I have in the past that I've used, just how the calculations are done in Excel. So, and, with this chapter, to me, present value is all about what is something worth today. So, if I were to receive some future cash flows, how much would I be willing to pay for that today? And they tie that into a bond. If you think of bond being a series of cash flows, coupon payments, usually most bonds pay every 6 months, some interest, then you get your money back when it matures. The idea is, if interest rates are going up, then the present value of that bond is going to go down, and vice versa. If interest rates drop, the present value is going to go up. Some other things I want to talk about for this week's readings too, Chapter 5. I put a video out there this week by the Association of Finance by William Sharpe. He's another Nobel Prize winning economist, and they talk about the CAPM model, the capital asset pricing model in your reading. It's the risk-free rate plus beta times the difference between a potential market return and risk-free rate. And he also talks about diversification in a portfolio. And the video I put out there, it's probably about 10 years old, so it talks about when he won the Nobel Prize. But it ties in well with the reading, so if you get an opportunity, I encourage you to watch it. And it'll help your understanding a little bit better about markets and the idea of markets being efficient if they work properly. But other than that, have a great week. Enjoy the July 4th holiday. I should get everything graded pretty early by Monday of this week. But we'll be looking for you all to jump into the forum discussions, and I'll jump in there in the forum discussion too. We do have a very large cohort. I'll try to make a response to everybody, but it may not be able to respond to everybody all the time. But do send me an email if you have questions. But otherwise, have a great week, and I will talk to you online. Take care.